Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. Valentine's Day is approaching and Raid has something special coming. X2 Void Shards extend Bayek Solanar starting on February 13th, 2026, so on Friday. This Friday, Raid is planning to launch two events simultaneously. A X2 event to summon epic and legendary champions from Void Shards, so increase odds of those, and an X10 event to summon Bayek from Void Shards, followed by an X2 event to summon Solanar from Void Shards. So if you pull your Void Shards on Friday, you have a better chance to pull Bayek. If you pull them on Saturday, you have an improved chance to pick up Solanar. And usually I don't really like these boost events, but this one might just be different. First, thank you Raid Shadow Legends for sponsoring this video and for giving me this wonderful promo link. If you want to start a new Raid account, do it with this link down below in the description there in the QR code. A link that gives you 3 legendary champions and 3 top tier epics. So Tholin Foulbeard after the tutorial, Tuhanarak from the Desert Queen code Void Legendary, Ezio Auditore as a login bonus during the Assassin's Creed event, and then Rector Drath, Venomage and Uugo, 3 absolute top tier epics following as you progress your account. So this is the best way to start the game. So what makes this Void Shard event better than usual? Well, first of all, there's going to be the Void X2, so double chance to pick up epic and legendary champions, and that's one of the best times always to pull shards. And this event also happens during the Noldor Fusion Champion Chase, which lasts from Friday to Monday. So you're going to have double chance from Void Shards during a Champion Chase, and that means that you're going to get more points from your Void Shards. So here you can also see the point totals that you would get from various shards during a Summon Rush, and the average points that you get during a Champion Chase. A Champion Chase points are determined by the results, so these are expected values, whereas Summon Rush, it only depends on the shard type. And as you can see from these, typically, most shards give fewer points during a Champion Chase than they give during a Summon Rush, with the notable exception of Ancient Shards. So Ancient Shards are like the primary currency for Champion Chases, but Void Shards become competitive when there's an X2 event going on like there's going to be this weekend, so Void Shards are now definitely an option. And then, on top of all of this, there's those X10 boosts available. So Bayek's X10 is on Friday, Solanar's X10 is on Saturday, and at the end of the chase there's going to be no boost. So you could pull Void Shards without a boost, but why would you? Because Bayek and Solanar are both really strong champions. So what are your odds to pick up one of these, now that we have all of these X2s and X10s and wow? Well, typically your chance to get a specific Void Legendary after you already roll a Legendary champion from Void Shard is 1.27%. And because your usual chance is just 0.5% to get Void Legendary in the first place, yeah, that's not so great. But now it's an X2, so it's 1% to get a Void Legendary. And during an X10 boost event, once you roll a Legendary, your chance to pick up the boosted Legendary is 11.36%. So you would still need to pick up on average like 9 Legendaries to get one of the boosted ones. So okay, the odds are not super great. Overall odds, it's 1.136% per Void Shard to get this boosted Legendary. So when you start pulling your shards, you're not super likely to get them. But you have an incentive already to pull the shards, because there's an X2 event and there's a fusion going on. And you might just pick up some good epics even if you don't get a Legendary. So there are already reasons to pull some Void Shards during this event. And the next question after that would be, would you pull for Bayek on Friday or for Solanar on Saturday? Both are very strong champions. Are there going to be any guaranteed events for these champions? More likely for Bayek, really, because we had guaranteed events for most of the turtles, for example, and Bayek is one of these Assassin's Creed champions, and we have only still had the Ezio login and the Cassandra fusion, so we haven't had any other events for Assassin's Creed champions, and there's still like a month and a half to go. So there's going to be some more guaranteed events for Assassin's Creed champions, but for which ones we don't know. But Bayek could definitely be in a Hero's Path or a Deck of Fate in the future. There's going to be a Hero's Path next week. We don't know what that Hero's Path is going to include, but most likely, because it's a Fusion Hero's Path, it's most likely going to be Souls and not Champions. So I would bet that it's going to be the Souls for Solanar and for Noldor. That's most likely what's going to be in that one, and no Champions, but hey, you never know. Plarium intentionally keeps things a little bit vague. Well, which one would you want? Bayek has more PvE utility, so if you want to make PvE progress, you want to make progress in something like Hydra, for example, then Bayek looks like your man. Although Solanar in PvP, together with Noldua, there is the fusion for Noldua going on, so you can get Noldua guaranteed. So Solanar Noldua, very strong pair, so that would make sense for PvP. Bayek is only available for a limited time. It's part of this Assassin's Creed event, so it's only available until early April and then never again. So there's still time for Bayek event, but also any opportunity that you have to pick up Bayek is a good opportunity and not to be repeated, whereas Solanar can still be received later on as well. Solanar does have the amazing passive to prevent healing, and Bayek does have some PvP utility too, because Bayek has a passive to prevent crits, depending on the accuracy of you and your opponent. So I would still pull for Bayek. He's limited time. I like the PvE utility that he gives. Of course, I'm more focused on PvE than on PvP, and he's not hopeless in PvP either. If you really want to focus only on PvP, then you might be pulling for Solanar. Or if you're like a big spender and you're going to get both or something. But yeah, it's going to be a pretty sweet event. So many things overlapping with the champion chase and the X2 and the X10. And I'm going to be pulling some void shards for Bayek myself. And if I manage to pick him up, then Hydra, beware. Thank you for watching. Click like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and a special thanks to all of my Patreon supporters, YouTube members and Twitch subscribers who make all of these videos possible.